going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and today we've got the final trade plans for round 9. Now, looking at Boxhall versus Erasmus, still not sure with that one. Obviously tonight, if Neil Erasmus isn't the sub, you jump on him, no doubt about it, because at the end of the day, you're looking at someone who's not on the bubble versus someone who is on the bubble. So we'll bring in Erasmus for now. And still planning on Tristan Cherry. I don't know. There's some great options. You know, Chad Warner this week. Looking at his run, it's just unbelievable how good that's going to get. So I'm really scared to not own him. Really praying for some more forward time and just, I think, Mills to come back. Hopefully, drops his CBAs a bit. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Like, we live with that. The other options are... Yeah, so it's pretty much... the only ones I'm tossing up between is Warner and Cherry. I do think Warner over the next few weeks, if you don't have a forward, or if you've got a slot in your forward line, I think grab Warner, just because, yeah, the run's amazing. I think it's all green matchups on DFS, so, yeah, you're probably backing him to go quite nuts. In terms of the rest of the team, honestly, I'm pretty happy about it. Look, the backline is so unpredictable at the moment, so there's not really any clear primos to bring in. Obviously, the only one is Lockie Whitfield, who we don't have, but planning on grabbing him next week. So you look at my team and the trades I'll do next week. So obviously, I only got the 2. I'll do Bice and Moraes to Whitfield, and that'll still leave me with some cash. And I'm hoping I can turn Levi Ashcroft into Nick Dacos the week after. It'll probably be with Cleary's cash. So fingers crossed we could facilitate a trade like that. If we can't, we'll have to go someone else. But I do want Dacos, Bont, Whitfield to be my next... Sorry, Dacos, Bont and Whitfield to be my next 3 upgrades. Just a matter of how can we get them done. I'm thinking it's going to cost rookies, and it's going to be the expensive rookies. So yeah, it's going to be tough. It could even be like a 3-week... Well, the thing is with Bont is you want to jump on him after the buys. Like Chera, does Chera go? Chera might become Bont in the end. And the thing is, it's awkward because you're trading out a player that's already had their buy. Like if you go Chera to Bont, is there any real point until at least the buys are over? Because I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. But you may as well hold Chera because he's had his buy early. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for the near future, Bice will turn into Whitfield next week quite comfortably. Whitfield's got a 140 break even. So, yeah, don't expect him to go too much above that, especially against Geelong down there. I think that'll be a tough matchup. I know Geelong have leaked points to some defenders lately, but yeah, I don't know. I think down there it'll be hard for him. In terms of captaincy's been kind of on my mind all week. I want to use my new shiny toy, Tristan Cherry, but at this point, it doesn't look like we can afford to do that, just because I think Lockie Neal is just simply a better option in that game. You look what North have been doing to mids, or mids have been doing to North, I should say. It's disgusting. I mean, I think Butters went like 160. Merritt's gone 180 or whatever he scored last week. Question is, have they learnt their lesson? Do they send a Luke Parker to Lockie Neal? I think they could, definitely. But I'm expecting Max Gorman to go pretty big. His form is unbelievable at the moment. And I just think you can't pass up on someone who's gone 180, which should have been a 190. Clearly, he sat on the bench for the last 10 minutes. Probably would have been basically back-to-back double tons. Very close to it. It's hard to pass up on someone like that in your captain options. So I think I'll be confident in VCing Gorn. I do expect Brayshaw to bounce back next week, especially against the depleted Collingwood midfield. Both Brayshaw and Sarong need to respond. They were poor last week, so yeah, I expect to bounce back from both those guys. I think they're viable VC options if you don't have a Gorn. Nick Dacos as well. I don't know if they have an answer for him. I genuinely don't think they have anyone. They might send Wagner to him just because he's a tackling machine. I don't really know what his tagging history is like. I think Hayden Young was the perfect matchup. If he was playing, it would have been the perfect matchup for Dacos. He's got a bit of speed and physicality to him, and we know he can shut people down. But yeah, obviously he's out for 10 to 12 weeks. So do they use Erasmus in that role? Maybe they play him and use him as a tagger. It'll probably be a good thing because he'll be around the ball in terms of Supercoach. But yeah, really, as a anti-podding Nick Dacos person, I need him to do shit. I need him to get locked up, but I don't think he will. I think Dacos is a great VC option. I think the ultimate one is Dacos into Gorn this week. I know Meek's been a hard opponent for other ruckmen. I did have a look at the numbers, but you look at the rucks that actually he's versed. I think like Marshall, it might be the only good one, or when I had a look, there wasn't much. There wasn't many good rucks that have versed Meek. So that's probably why he's been restrictive. I think Gorn and Cherry are in a league of their own in terms of hitouts. They're just unbelievable. And I'm so glad to own both of them. I know people might look at Tristan Cherry at 629k and you think paying overs. I think I'm actually paying unders for what this guy's capable of. Just remember, what did he finish at 720 or 30k last year? This guy can get way out of hand. I think he will. I'm so bullish on that. I know not that many people have been talking about it this week, just in the general community, but I'm telling you now, I've got a bad feeling about Tristan Cherry. If you don't own him, I think this might be your last chance because the run is that good, and he's a serious animal when it comes to Supercoach. Like, so many scoring avenues, competes so hard. It just hates losing hitouts. Like, it seems like he's just always fighting tooth and nail to get that hit out, and so many to advantage. Tackles, takes marks around the ground. Yeah, he's the hardest antipod in the whole game, and I'm firm on that. I know Gorn's been rough the last 2 weeks, but okay, maybe Gorn actually is a non-owner the last 2 weeks, you could argue, but for me, it's been Tristan Cherry, hands down. Sorry, quite thirsty. Just had a nice upper body session at the gym. So yeah, feeling a bit dehydrated. So yeah, in terms of the team structure, I actually don't mind it. I reckon I'm going to be a little bit late to full primo, but I don't think it's a problem because I feel like I've settled for enough value primos. Now I want the Ubers because at the end of the day, you want the Ubers in your final team. There's almost no chance of Bont and Butters and Dacos dropping out of the top 8. When you pick them, you're going to get a top 8 average for the rest of the season. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, but it's pretty close to certain. So when I get those guys, it will be relief, and you'll know coming into Supercoach finals, and just generally, just for the rest of the season, they're going to be good. Not only good, solid options, but also captain options. So, yeah. Also, Lockie Whitfield, I can't wait to own. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait to bring him in for Bice. Obviously, if Bice goes nuts, we'll look at Ashcroft and swinging Holmes down. That's definitely a possibility. But I reckon Connor Rozee will end up finishing in my midfield, which is quite weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Unless I sideways like a Roberts. But I don't plan on doing that. Yeah, I think the backline for now, it's just, let's not jump on too many guys. I think if you've got your Zach Reed still, just let him sit there. He's scoring really well. And I traded him. It was a 50-50 Davidson or Reed. I think trust the midfielder, but no, the key defender is outscoring the midfielder quite comfortably. I think probably 200 points. And that's the difference. That's literally like the difference between a top 10 rank for me, which is really frustrating. I shouldn't even think like that. But 50-50s, you get some wrong, you get some right. A lot of people talking about trading to Koning. I don't really get it. I know Pitternet was best on in the VFL. I think you wait a week. I know the averages without Pitternet versus with is really, really crazy. I still think just wait. Pitternet plays this week. Let DeConing play one game in your team. See how he goes. Because if he does go 120, 130 and plays majority ruck and they play Pitto forward, I don't think that would happen. But if it does, then you have to look at holding. But if Pitternet comes in and does take all the ruck time, De Koning plays mostly forward, then obviously we're going to have to probably trade him. Hope he gets a decent score with goals, and then trade him, because that's the role we didn't want him in. That's what kept him at a cheap price going into the year. So yeah, I think we'll end up holding guys like Will, which is a bit annoying. I don't know if he's going to be a top 8. I think maybe top 15. Is it good enough? If you can go 105, it's probably alright at M8. But absolute priority, Butters and Bont after the buys, or after round 12, I should say. Just get them in at all costs. They're just too good to not own. And hopefully, we just need a couple of like 90s, or just one even 90. Like, come on, Bont, surely you can just chill a bit one game or get a little bit of attention from an opposition. But it seems like with Bont, they just give up before it even starts. Like, they're just like, he's going to kill us. No point sending a tag to him. We'll go to Libba, we'll go to Ed Richards. I don't get it. I mean, I guess he's pretty close to untaggable, isn't he? So, I don't know. What are you supposed to do? He's a big frame. Like, it's very hard to tag. In terms of the forward line, that's pretty much set for me. I know people are talking about trading out Daniel. I wouldn't be doing it. A lot of bigger problems than Daniel at the moment, so I'd firmly hold him. Cash gen, yeah, it's drying up, no doubt about it. We're going to need a couple of price rises from Hustwaite before we move him on. Don't know if we'll get him. Yeah, I don't like going early on some of these rookies, especially with a sub rule. I think if there was no sub rule, the rookies would be so much better. We'd be able to get so much more cash. But the sub rule is just doing my head in. But yeah, like I said, I think Gawn into Neil, very safe captaincy options. I think if you do have Tristan Cherry, it's still a really good option. Maybe not a massive 140 plus kind of score with McInerney, but I still think a safe 115, 120 at least. I'd be happy putting my faith into him. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope everyone has a good week. We might make a video tonight with the teams and do the members team. So if you are a member of the channel, send me your team on Twitter and I'll chuck you in a video. Please don't send me if you're not a member, because it's like I had so many people send me DMs and I had to like filter to who the members were and who weren't, and it was getting a bit confusing. So yeah, only the members, please DM me your teams so I can put you in a video. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.